Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Today, what we are going to do is we are going to create a drop-down values. You are making sure the drop-down is very simple to configure, but we will configure in a different manner. Like how people will configure in real-time applications. We'll do it. I'll show you actually how to configure in a simple way. And also I'll show you how to configure in a very efficient manner. Two ways we'll see. Open the flow Sonali. And for the second assignment, right, you just create a flow action and add a section. We have a flow, right? Case type has one main flow. Here, Sonali, now what we have done. We have created a flow action for first a screen right. Collectors. Now what happened? We have configured a section. We have configured a data transform on click of the checkbox. We have configured pre-processing data transform also, right? If you open the flow action, you have pre-processing data transform, right? We have configured, if you remember. You can open that data transform and you can see actually what we have default address we have configured. We had created two parts in the section, right? One where default values are set for address. And there is a checkbox also if current address is similar to. These things here we have done, right? Now we are going to do it. Another flow action for second screen. We have a flow. We have a different assignment, right? For that assignment, we are going to create a flow action. And inside flow action, we are going to add a section. And inside section, we are going to add drop-down values. You cancel this one, open that flow action. This flow, connected, that's a connector. Open that flow action. Collect cake info. The flow contains flow actions. Flow actions contain sections. And inside here you add one section. Some cake details or some random cake details. You open this section, create and open it. Order one. That's fine. You can order. And you just save this one once. Sections will get saved if you haven't configured also. Just click on save. It will be checkered. And now you click on save for flow action also. Then the flow action will get saved. Now you go to the section. Check out that one. We'll customize the drop-downs in this section. Should I convert to full section editor? I convert to full section editor. Actually, what will this do? I mean, why we have to? Actually, for low code epic development, if you click on cancel, click on cancel. What is full section editor is like we are converting into full complex designing part. Now you are at low code app development. If you click on the no, if you click on plus icon on the right side, you have one plus icon, right? This one. If you click there, you will get the same things which are present in full section editor, right? You can directly add it from here or else you can add it by converting it. Anything is fine, but PEGA wasn't given like this back in latest version. That's it. Now you add one drop-down here. You can add a text input. Dynamic layout is already there. Oh, you can add a text input. Drawn. Open this one. You just create a property here like a cake name or something. Text is fine, right? No text. It is not a text, right? Here, you can keep it as text, but what you will see? See, I am telling you here, you have two types of categories now. The text and all you are seeing here, right? Those are property types. You can change the control actually. It's a text only. See the cake type which you are selecting. It may be chocolate or strawberry or red velvet. Whatever you are selecting, that is a text only, right? Right. But the control is different. Control is you are showing in a form of list, right? Understood. You keep it as a text only, but if you see below, there is UI control. Right. Right. That one is not a text input. That is a drop down. You understand? You select that one as PX drop down or something will be there. Now, what you have to understand here is like the property is a text type only. But the control which we are showing on screen is a drop down kind of thing. Drop down in the sense it will show list of values. You can have to choose from those list of values. And one more thing I want to add it here. Drop downs and radio buttons are also kind of validation. If you give a text input here, plain text input, user might enter some random incorrect values, right? Right. To validate a data, we will sometimes use drop downs. Drop downs means we will force the user to choose from the list of options we are providing. That is also kind of validation only, right? To get the correct information. If you give something like a text input for cake name, he might enter something like candles or balloons, something. Right. That is not a correct data we are capturing, right? Right. What we will call the drop downs is also a kind of validation. We are forcing the users to select from the list of items we are providing. They will not actually select incorrect data or will not get the misleading items. Like incorrect data, you will not get. Right. You understood. Now, if this is a UI control, is PIX drop down. Now, table type, is there right? Below, you have to click on that. Here you have a few options available. Localist field value, class key value remote, remotely, promptly data page. Now let me explain you what I have. Select localist. Click on localist. It is asking for values. Here you can enter chocolate, strawberry, those things you can enter here. Whatever the cake type, cake names you want. Strawberry, chocolate, some other random, red, velvet or blueberry. Whatever you want, you can enter here. That is a localist. You understand. This list will be populated. These things you will display on screen now. In the form of graph. On the list right. Correct. Don't enter too many. We'll discuss one by one. This will mean localist. You understand. Localist is nothing but a list of values which we are displaying on screen which actually user selects. And you click on that table type. See, that is a drop down. The table type is a one kind of drop down. See, that is how dropdown looks like, right? Now field value. If you select field value, see what was it asking? It is asking for class and field name. I'll tell you what is field value and what are the advantages of field value. See, suppose if you are working for any German project or if you are working for some different language, right? There are some projects in Saudi Arabia or Canada projects or some kind of Chinese projects. The language which you are using, there is a different language, not something like this one. Not something like French or anything. Correct. Now, but the PEGA Studio is built on English, right? Right. Now people, what they will use? They will use field values everywhere. Field values. There is an ability for a field value. Let me tell you the ability. If you configure any message or any drop-down values or any UI screen elements in a field value, PEGA has an ability to convert that field value to whatever language you want. The development you will do in English only. But what will happen? PEGA has a capability to convert the field values into their language. Now which language? Actually, it has to convert. Suppose you take a Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz is a German company, but it is there all over globe, right? You have Mercedes-Benz showrooms in India. You have in the US. You have in many places you have. There is an application for Mercedes-Benz, something called sales application. Mercedes-Benz actually cannot fund the application for each and every country, right? They cannot develop an application for Canada company. They cannot develop an application for India specific. Like that, they can't do, right? What they will do? They will develop an application in a field values. If you open your operator, can you open your operator? Below you have it. Click on operator. Here in the operator, if you saw, you have a localization, right? Localization. Localization is nothing, but here you have to import your language pack. Every language will be having a language pack. Suppose if you take Andhra Pradesh has a government project called Epragati. That is a government website. That government project was developed by PEGA. That was actually developed on PEGA platform by TCS. And that website will show you a text in a Telugu language also sometimes. How actually they are doing that? They have made that localization. They have imported the language pack Telugu. You understand? Now what we will do generally see, if suppose there is an, you are actually based on Germany, but Dilip is working in Canada. Now Dilip speaks a French language. You will speak a Canadian language. So Dilip speaks a French because Canada is mostly on French or English. Dilip speaks French and you are from Germany, you will speak German language. Now what happens? You both will use the same application, but localization is different. Your operator will be having this German language pack, but Dilip's operator ID will be having that some other language pack. Now what happens? Only the field values will get converted, not everything. Whatever the field values are we have configuring in our application, those field values will be actually converted to the particular language. That language in which we have to convert the field value, that is there in the operator. Those details are there. That is there in operator. Based on operator, it will choose the language. You understand? Like full language package. You are saying to install, right? I mean correct. Correct. We have to import the entire German language package. Like you will be having in Google if you open in new tabs on all this and search for any language package. Or suppose if you search for French language package, those free packages are available actually. For each language, you need to install, right? I mean assembly, right? It's all will be taken care of. It's all will be taken care. You see French language package for magnet or two. There are some packages, right? Actually, the lead architects will take care of all these things. They will inform you. See, suppose now I'm working in a Canadian project. Clients will inform you that the people are going to use it French language also. Then what happens? Architects and all will ask you to configure. The label is then go to your section. Go to your section. Section is there. Here you saw the label is in a cake name. Cake name is in a label value. Right. See that label value. If you select that one, it will come as an English only. But if you uncheck that one, and if you create a field value there, see, you can actually enter or you can create an open. Click on that to someone. You just give some text. You give some test 1, 2, 3 or something test. And you click on create that button, cross your icon. It will create one rule, message rule or label rule. Now see, this is a field value. Field value modification is there. On the top of create field value. Right. Now, without hard coding it like that, if you are creating a field values, then what happens? The labels also will get converted into that language. Wherever you're showing any messages or any hard-coded values, those values will get converted into that particular language pack. You understand? That is that field values. Any questions? Dilip, you understand, right? Why will use field values? How do you use for different locations, different languages and all? If you search for Ipragati, In the same search bar, if you search for Ipragati, click on enter. Ipragati portal is built on a PEGA only. You know dotting, I think, but just click on Ipragati. Not this doesn't look like that, but the URL I didn't actually remember. Actually, this website is built on PEGA only. If you click on some login or something, there are some fields. Those are all the loading and all. It's like PEGA loading only. No, not these things. No, not this Ipragati. I think there is some other URL. Actually, that is actually it's. If you click on that, monitor vehicle process or something. Then it's no problem. Anyhow, it's not an issue. We'll see. You understand it. The basic idea of field values, what we have done. And then next, if you click on that one, next what we have field values for, actually for converting a language. And if you click on the next drop down, this one, if you click on that field value, you have another thing, right? What is that? Click on that. Now click on the field value drop down. You have class, key value is not required. Remote list is not required. Click on prompt list. This one will use prompt list. See, you are having two values, prompt value and standard value. Now let's understand. See, some banking questions will be there, right? If you saw any dispute application or any motor automobile application, some questions will be having lot of text in a drop down value like more than 30 characters or 20 characters. It is actually like a sentence. That is called a prompt. If you want to show if suppose how they will use it like standard value. If you click on standard value, you write it down. Standard value is M, capital M. And prompt value will be like mail. Now what happens? Prompt value will be shown on a UI, but in clipboard M will be stored. Prompt value, you can create whatever long value you want. You can create a field value. See, you can create a field value. Alias kind of things, right? I mean prompt value. I mean standard value is the alias name of prompt value. Correct? Correct? But in clipboard standard value only will get stored. You understand the meaning of prompt list. Prompt list is like you are showing something on screen, but you're storing a different value on your clipboard. If you have any long sentences or anything, you will show a prompt value on screen. And that relevant short form, you will store it on a clipboard. That is the use of prompt list. We have seen local list, prompt list and field values, right? These three only mainly use. Only these three. Now you try to create a local list, some local list with some cake values. You save it. Now go to this one. Here also, if you see on the top you have a text input, right? Change that. Change the text. Don't open it. It will open it. Control, Java code and all. PEGA backend. Close this one. This is not required. Click on change. Change and you change the UI representation to drop down. See, you have many UI controls, right? Click on drop down. You keep dot. Click on dot. You will get that cake. Details property. You select that one. Cake name only in our property. I thought cake name. You submit it. Create a case and see whether we are getting the drop down values or not. Checking. I need to create a key. You're not required actually. You launch the portal. Use a portal. Click on submit. Nothing is required here, right? Nothing. You have saved the flow action also. You are getting the value. Whatever you have configured on the property level, you are getting the values here. What it will do? It will be set on a clipboard. That you understand. Placeholder should not. It's not a data. Placeholder is for our visualization. You understand? If you select a placeholder in a property level, what it will do? It will select that one as a clipboard value. You have below that checkbox. It includes include placeholder. No. Yes. If you select that one, you can write some select and 3 dots or anything. You need not choose. You can directly write it. Select cake. Inverted commas. Not required actually. Select or 3 dots something. Someone something. You can select 3 dots or something. This space is also not required actually between the dot and T. You can submit. Go there and refresh or create a case if it is refresh is not working and check. It will just put a message to the user. Alright, it is just a placeholder. By default, it is choosing a chocolate, right? Now it will be like. Now the select will not be there on a clipboard. If you include this one in property level, the select will be stored in a clipboard. You understand what I am? Yes. It is not of the option. It is something like that. It will say, alright, this is just a UI representation. Now, if your user will come here and here, he will select. Go to your thing. Go to your property. This is one way of adding a drop-down values. This is one way. Like this is a very normal way. Creating a property, adding your table values, and you checking in your code. Now there is another way to create a drop-down. Before showing that, if you open a drop-down, see what is meant by drop-down. Drop-down is a list of values. Take name right. Open that in section. You open that property. If you come down, see there is a source, right? Source is there. Where is the source? List source. What is the type you have selected? As defined on property. Whatever you're defining on property, those values will come here. You understand the meaning. Now you see them. What are the types of sources available for a drop-down? Now correct. Now people will use data page or report definition most of the times. People will use data page or report definition most of the times to source a drop-down. I will tell you why. First, what is the disadvantage of sourcing a property on sourcing a drop-down on a property level? I will tell you first that one. Now, this is an order application. You are placing customers are placing an order. Might be some days, some dishes might not be available, right? Might be some days. You got many strawberry cake orders and the strawberry cakes are sold out for the day. Now what you have to make? Strawberry cake has to be disappeared from your drop-down values, right? They should not visible for new orders because the strawberry cake was already sold out. Now for today, you should not get that value. You understand? Then to change a value where the user has to change. Property. Open the property. User has to change it here, right? Now you think in a real-time scenario, did the bakery owners or some restaurant owners will have the access to develop a studio in a real-time scenario? We are a developer, we can make a change here, but in the real time, do they have the access to this thing? First thing is no. I mean, they are having some other portal, right? They are having some manager portal, supervisor portal. Our user portals are different from restaurant user portal, right? Different. First thing is like you cannot make instant changes in a drop down. If you have added it like this, if you think these values might not change for a longer period of time, suppose you are opening a bank account. They will ask for your account type. Whether it's a savings account or whether it's a fixed some kind of accounts. They will ask, right? Those things will not change for over a period of time. Those things will be there for 2-3 years, like that only, right? Get that point? Then you can add your drop down values like this. Then it is not a problem because those values will not change frequently. But if you choose something like delivery applications or some other applications, then what happens? Those values will dynamically change from day to day life. Right? What happens? This is not a good practice to add your drop down values here. First thing, suppose you don't know that thing. You have given developer access to the restaurant owner. Now what happened? He has to come and modify it here. Right? To modify it here, what he has to do? He has a checkout, right? Initial. But to check out the code in production, everything is locked. You cannot check out the code in production. What they have to do? They have to deploy a new version of code to production. That means they have to open new rule set version of cake order. On the top, you have a new rules version. Right. 01. They have to create new rule set version like 01, 01 and 02. Right. And then they have to save as this property into that higher rule set version. Right. And there they have to make a change and they have to deploy the code. You understand what I mean? Let me tell you. Suppose today you have these options. You are pushing this code to production. If you are pushing this code to production, you click on the rule set version. You have that rule set at cake order. Click on that. Before you are pushing your code to production, what people will do? People will lock it. You click on lock and say any check it out rules. If any check it out rules are there, you just check in. You click on the top. You click on that. Oh, there are many. You keep it like this. I'll tell you what people will do. People will generally lock this rule set. They will check in all the code. They will lock the rules. It means they cannot make a change to the code. After that, what they will do? They will click on the plus icon below. You have a plus icon. Click on the plus icon on the below. They will create a new rule set version for next release. And they will create it. Click on create. Then what happens? It will create a new rule set version. Cake order 2. Now you save this one. Now if user has to make any change to the property, we have our properties resident in one, right? First version. Now the first version is locked You assume first version is locked. It means locked. It means you cannot do a checkout. The code is freezed. You cannot make any checkout and check-ins. Now what we have to do? We have to save as that property to highest tool set version. You go to that property. Go to that property. You click on save as. Is there no? No, don't. Now the checkout will not work ideally because you have locked it. Now you click on the version. Actually, that version itself will not be visible because you have locked. You will be only getting this version. Once you have locked, you will not get locked versions here. Confused? No. What I'm trying to say is, like whenever you're configuring your code, your drop-down values and property level itself, it is very hard to change. You cannot change it day to day life because the code is in production. The code is locked. If you want to change the code, you have to create a new rule set. You have to save the property into that rule set version. And you have to change the property values. You click on Create and Open. Click on. It will tell the properties that you have clicked on. Now see, now now check it out. Now, if you delete Blueberry, you delete Blueberry. Now you save and check in. Now let's say Blueberry is sold out. Now you save and check in. You write some check in comments. Something you write and click on check in. Now, if you go and see in your application, Blueberry will not be visible. But this much process no one can do day in, day to day life, right? Again, this has to be deployed to higher versions to production. Correct. See, Blueberry is not there. Now every day you cannot open a new rule, set version. You cannot deploy every day. And these things cannot be taken care by the restaurant owner. These things has to be taken care by developer. The developer cannot do this. Like from every day, he cannot do right. Like sometimes what happens, in a day itself you might complete chocolate, or again in there by the or again by the evening you might add chocolate. All these things will take time. This is not a best implementation. Thanks guys. Thanks for joining. Thank you. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.